Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and happy Wednesday to you. It's the first Wednesday of the month, and that means it's time for the Global Monthly Video Hop. And the theme this month is simply Christmas, so all things Christmas. My name is Jackie Vandersar Boot, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in both Canada and the Netherlands. And today I have a really fun wine bottle holder. So if you want to dress up your wine bottle that you are going to bring as a host gift when you get invited somewhere for Christmas, this makes it just that little bit special. In Ontario, we have what's called the LCBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, and that's where most people get their wine. And you can buy things, usually overpriced, bags or boxes to gift your wine in. But how much more special is it if you make your own? So take a look. Here it is. And oh, I should lift my camera up a little bit. I will zoom out in a minute. But here you can see the wine bottle peeking out and how pretty it is. I haven't made a tag for it. I've just tied it with a bow. But I'm going to adjust my camera so that we can see a little bit better. I was gifted one of these by the talented Miranda Visser, or Vissers from the Netherlands, and she also has this in centimeters on her YouTube channel. So let us get started. I have used just basic white as a base, and then this is the Regal Winter paper. But today we're going to be using the, oh goodness, what is this called again? Oh, you know what? I forget. It's either the Reindeer Fun paper or it is the Sentimental Christmas. Let me check. I was wrong. It's the Snowy Scenes paper. So that's what this paper is from. And you will need a 12 by 12 inch piece of white cardstock or whatever cardstock you want to use. I think black would also look really nice. So let's get started. So you do need 6 pieces of pattern paper to decorate your panels. And since I have them laying here, I thought I would talk about that first. They are 1.5 by 7 3/8 inches. And when you cut them, make sure you leave them in the right order because when they go against on the bag, then the pattern will continue and it will look like a hole. So I'm just going to carefully put that away. And I made you a little bit of a diagram. So this is, you're going to trim your 12-inch by 12-inch paper, and there's going to be an inch coming off the one side. So now we have 11 inches by 12. It is 12 inches high and 11 inches wide. And on the 11-inch side, you are going to score at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, 7 inches, 8 3/4, and 10.5. That gives you a 1/2 inch lip, and that's going to be the little piece that you put adhesive on that you fold. Okay, that'll be the little tab that holds it all together. Then you're going to turn and you're going to score at 2 inches and 10 inches. All right, and then I'm going to walk you through it. You're going to, on the bottom, where the flaps are going to be, you're going to cut to the score line on all these things. There's no need to cut on an angle like you have to do for most boxes because this is an unusually shaped box with 6 sides. On this side, you are going to fold this over. I just used a piece of the thick cardstock that comes with our pattern paper. And then you're going to measure a 1/2 inch from each side of each score line and a 1/2 inch up to make a little triangle. Then you're going to cut along those. And then when you open it up, you get it. I'll show you. I will show you. We are going to do this. I have already done this on my piece. I've already cut. You don't need to see me cutting on all those score lines. I've cut off the little tab on the side. And then watch. I've done one to show you what it looks like. So look. Fold that in half, and I've already marked the 1/2 inch on the top and on each side of each score line. So then we just take our scissors and we're going to cut from that score line to the top. And this just makes an opening that allows it to cinch around the wine bottle. I'll show you in a minute. So I have done a few of the things ahead of time to just save a little bit of time that you don't have to watch a really long video. This might remind you of making snowflakes as a child, cutting them out and then opening them up to see what pattern you've made. It's always fun. You know, we are created to be innately creative. And don't worry too much if they're not perfect, all the pieces. Now, also on this side where the flap is, you're also going to cut that on both sides. So from the corner. And then I just cut this off, this flap, because this isn't really necessary. So there we go. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe so it's out of the way. And then you also want to do it here, but I forgot to make a little 1/2 inch mark on the side. So we're going to do that for a minute. So here we go. And we're just going to mark this at 1/2 inch. So I used a pencil so that I can erase these marks if I have to. There we go. So now I am going to erase my little 1/2 inch there. So we'll erase the 1/2 inch and any little marks that we have there. Just to show that we're genius. We didn't need any pencil marks. Okay, now you're going to take your bone folder and you're just going to score on each line just to make it nice. For any kind of box, the crisper your folds, the nicer the end result. So here we go. We're just going to, and it's kind of important to have clean hands when you do this, that you're not leaving fingerprints, especially when you're using white paper. That's why I think black would be just great. My tip would be that if you wear makeup and you use either a sponge to put on foundation or your fingers, that you make sure your hands are thoroughly washed. Ask me how I know. Okay, so I do have this. Okay, so now we're going to fold up the flaps. I'm just going to fold them all up. Maybe we can score them all at once. That works quite nicely, right? Instead of scoring them all separately. Okay, so now we're going to turn it around and we're going to put our panels on. Now, I don't know if you don't have to watch me do them all, but let's start with the one. And remember to keep them in the right order. Even if you did the striped side, you'd still want your stripes to fit with each other. So keep them in the right order as you cut them. Don't mess them up on a pile. I suppose if you had like a polka dot or a really intensely floral print, you could get away with not putting them in the right order. So here you just want to make sure that your borders are fairly even. But you know what? This is Christmas time. Don't get too perfectionist. Perfectionism is a slave master. So embrace the thought that good enough is good enough. People are just going to be excited that you made something for them. I mean, do your best. There. I'm trying to make sure, here it's kind of, you can't really see how close, but on the bottom, if you keep your margin similar, that will help. Okay, I'll do this one, and then I'm going to glue the rest and not video that part. You don't have to see it all. Okay, so I have all 6 panels, and now we're just going to fold it in half, like so. Give it another score. And then you'll see that I just have this. This is the easiest way to do it. So now we're opening it up again. I folded in half. I'm going to score this again, like so. We're going to add adhesive to this panel. And believe you me when I tell you that our liquid adhesive, what we affectionately call as green glue, is the strongest adhesive that we have. It is stronger than tear and tape. It is stronger than our Stamp and Seal Plus. I have tried it. So now I'm just folding this over and it will automatically adhere in the perfect place. So no complicated, well, you know what? I got a little bit of glue on there. When you get glue on your fingers, just do this. Rub it off, and you can see, look, it even takes the dirt, any dirt or ink that I had on my hands, it takes it off. So that's good. So now we can open it up. Let me just, there. And now we want to find, this is our back seam. I just want to give it another press. is a great way to adhere your seams too with the, see, and I got a little bit of adhesive on there that oozed out. So I used a little bit more liquid glue than I should have, which can happen if you get excited. But this took care of that. So I'm giving it a nice crisp fold. Then with that fold towards me, now I'm just going to hold it on an angle again. This is the fold. I'm going to put adhesive on all 6 panels, okay? But I'm going to go back to the fold because that's kind of important. So just a little bit of adhesive. Oh, that's a bit much. The key is not to squeeze too much. So I'm putting a little band of adhesive on the end of each tab. Okay, I've done them all. And here is the fold. Okay, that's where the seam was. I'm going to take that one down first. Then I'm going to take the one across from it. Oops, just a second, and press that one down. Okay. You know what I'm going, and then, so there, you see how they're flopping up a little bit? Then I'm taking that one and the one across from it, this one and the one across from it, and I'm holding it loosely. I'm going to turn it upside down, like so, and then I am going to take my wine bottle. I first have to undo this one. It does tighten it up so the wine bottle can't fall out. Just undoing the ribbon a little bit. Okay, so this is an empty bottle. I have already enjoyed it. Put it back in the box, press it down, and now it will hold it in place. And your shape has been naturally formed around the bottle. Laying it on its side. I'm just going to, I've got glue everywhere, guys. I was not good in my adhering of the, so we're just going to press that. And you know what? I'm going to leave it like that for a minute and we'll come right back. Okay, so I've left the bottle sitting there for a minute. And now, look, if you just push it in a little bit, so, I should put the bottle back in, but it just squeezes when you press that in. Okay, I shouldn't have taken the bottle out. I did not make a good point. So put the bottle back in. Cut a piece of ribbon that's about 16 inches. Lay it around and just let the ribbon do the work. Tie it and look how nice it just squeezes in. So you don't even have to tie it in a bow. I'm just going to leave it loose for a minute because I am going to make a tag. I hadn't made a tag for the other ones. I cut a tag with these dies, and these dies come from the greetings of the season. So lots of sayings in there, 2 different fonts to combine, and then look at all the different tags that there are. So that's a fun one. So I have the love and joy. I'm going to stamp that in red, and what's nice about that is that means you don't have to use it just for Christmas. Love and joy. Could be Valentine's. Well, with this box it would have to be Christmas, but if you made another box or if people wanted to keep the tag, then I have a little image from our ephemera pack, and it's going to just stick out a little bit. I didn't really maybe do that too well, and I think, look at that, that guilty ink on your fingers, which has led to a little bit of ink there. That's okay. It's testing my theory that good enough is good enough. You can always add a little bling there. I've added a few dimensionals. And we'll put this just like that. Then we've got some red and white twine. I'm looping it through. Squeeze it a little bit so that it fits. You know what? A little bit of spit does the job. Pick it up. Maybe it didn't do the job. Things are always harder online when you're on camera. Okay, so now I've got it through. Open that loop up. Go like so. So now I've got lots of twine here. And I just want to loop it through my ribbon. So you know what? I have my ribbon laying here. I'm going to do this. 1 and 1. And I'm going to just make I'm just going to tie a knot so that it will hang down. So this is over top of my ribbon. I'm just going to take these 2 pieces and tie a knot so that it's just hanging loosely from there. Okay, so it's just like that, stuck to my finger from the glue. And now we're just going to tie this in a knot. Now, if I tie it in a knot, I might try a little bow, because if I tie it in a knot, I would go for 24 inches there. If I tie it in a knot, then the recipient won't be able to get at their wine very quickly. See, and now this just, I can just pull this across to where it needs to go, and now it looks really nice, doesn't it? I know, this thing is so big, it's really hard to get into the um, camera angle. But people will see, they'll see that little wine tip peeking through, and they're going to know that they're in for a great gift. Well, I'm wishing you a very happy Christmas. I hope that if you enjoyed this video, that you will give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. And what I forgot to say at the beginning of the video is that this is part of a monthly international global video hop. So all the links for everyone else who's participating in this video are in the description. Click on those links and see what wonderful Christmas surprises they have for you. It's so nice to get inspiration from people all around the world. If you live in Canada or in the Netherlands, I would love your business, of course. The links for the products are for my Canadian web shop. If you're in Europe, just put Jacomina in the demonstrator locator. Message me if you need help spelling it, and then I will pop up. All right, have a great day, and thanks for being here. Bye.